Kathy Henry, and I am a licensed clinical social worker in the Indianapolis area, and I am proud to work for Healing Hearts of Indy. Today I would like to talk about motivation. What inspires motivation? How do we get more of it? And what are some of the tricks that we can use to create and make it gain some momentum in our lives? One thing I learned recently at a seminar is that motivation is something that is built, not something that we just get, something that just arrives in the middle of the night. Many of us kind of have the illusion that a motivation will come to us, like I said, arrive in the middle of the night, or that I will just be inspired one day and then is the time that I will lose the weight or do the project or clean up my house or whatever the thing is that we've been putting off and waiting for and hoping to get to, but we're just waiting on the motivation. So how is it then, if motivation doesn't arrive in the middle of the night, how is it that we get motivation, and how can we create more motivation for ourselves so that we can get things done in our lives that we are, instead of waiting? So in order to create motivation, we have to take one step. That is the way to build motivation. And you may not feel motivated for that first step, but you have to push yourself a little bit. And then what happens is when you do that first step, you clean out that first drawer, or you eat a salad, or you go for a walk, or you contact somebody that you've been not wanting to face some problems with, or something like that. What happens then after that is that you have a little bit of a feeling of satisfaction and are maybe inspired to do just a little bit more. Maybe one more salad, or one more walk, or one more drawer. And maybe not that day, but again, you may not feel like it the next day, but then you have to do it again. And as you take each one of these steps, what happens is it sort of starts the ball rolling in that positive direction, in the direction of growth, in the direction that you've been wanting to go in. And the more steps that you take, the more motivation you're going to have to do more and to do more and to do more. So I think one of the biggest tips in terms of motivation is to understand and come to terms with the fact that it is not going to arrive in the middle of the night. That's a myth that we tell ourselves that keeps us from having to face whatever the thing is that we are, the unpleasant task that we are wanting to do, but don't get motivated to do. So we have to take one step, that's all I'm asking, in that direction, and then wait until the next day and take one more step. And again, you're not going to have the motivation going into it. You may drag yourself into boot camp. You may force yourself to drive past the fast food restaurant into a healthier place for lunch. Or you may be uncomfortable as you're setting aside YouTube, walking past the computer or the television or the video game and going to the closet that you've been wanting to clean out, and set a timer for 5 minutes and clean it out for 5 minutes and then go watch YouTube. Reward yourself. So the key to gaining motivation in our lives is not about instant motivation, but about built motivation, so that each step that you take, you create momentum. You turn that wheel one time, and then the next time you do it, you turn that wheel another time and another time. So one other thing I do want to say in terms of the motivation and building that momentum is you have got to be graceful with yourself, because the one thing that will stop those wheels in motion is shame. So if you are beating yourself up and calling yourself names or otherwise just being negative about yourself in your head and self-critical in your head about what you're not getting done, that stops the momentum. That does not help create momentum. What creates momentum is positive reinforcement. So reward yourself, even though all you did was clean out one drawer, or all you did was eat one salad, or go for one walk around the block. You've got to give yourself some positive reinforcement for the good things that you do, and that is how you build motivation and you gain some momentum in your life. So if you're struggling with this, I'll be happy to help. It's something I've worked on for a long time in my life. I can continue to do so, and I am determined to combat it, and I will be happy to help you along your journey as well. So thank you very much for listening, and I wish you the best.